وبركاته. بسم الله والحمد لله والصلاة والسلام على رسول الله وآله وصحبه ومن والاه. May Allah bless all of you for, of course, making the effort and being consistent, especially those who are in coming to the house of Allah to perform salah. And of course, our children are always welcome to be in the masjid so that they train and they learn the proper etiquettes and the proper relationship with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And I know for little children it is hard to control. But please parents, please fathers and mothers, do better in terms of keeping your children, our children, in check when we are in salah, so that they do not disturb you and disturb us when we are in salah by making noises and by running around. May Allah Azza wa Jal reward you. Do your best. Secondly, alhamdulillah, salah, as we should all know, is a very essential means that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala willed for us to help us change. First of all, salah is an act of ubudiyyah to Allah Azza wa Jal. Is an act of servitude, is an act in which we show our slavehood, our loving slavehood and servitude and submission and love for Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. That's number one. And number two, it is intended to help us change. Salah, when we come to the masjid, when we perform salah at home, the intent should be, number one, al-ubudiyya lillahi subhanahu wa ta'ala, for Allah. Second, to change our hearts, to change our character. إن الصلاة تنهى عن الفحشاء والمنكر ولذكر الله أكبر. Salah is intended to change our character, is intended to change our sifat, our internal attributes. And that means when we perform salah and when we come to the masjid, we should have that intent in our salah and that focus. Ya Rabbi, help me change. Help me be a better person inside of me, in my character, in my khuluq, in my internal sifat and attributes. Because if we come to salah, my dear brothers and sisters, and we don't have that objective, we might never get it. In other words, if we have a tree with fruits and we never have the intention to pick from those fruits, we will never pick those fruits. They will not come to us unless we want it and we go and then they are available. So in salah, as-salatu tanha anil fahsha'i wal munkar. I need to want to change through salah. And I'm aware that I have characteristics that must change. And salah is a means of that. Ya Rabbi, help me. And that helps me be in the right attitude to change my character, my khuluq. That's why Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, and I conclude with this to remind myself and then you, inshallah ta'ala, in a hadith which I shared before perhaps, I think I did here also, where he speaks to us of the latter days. You know, when the hour approaches, when the end of the world approaches, some things that will happen. And he said many things, sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, of which he said, sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, of the first things that is akhlaq, characteristics of our deen that shall be lifted from us is what? Haya and amana. For example, haya and amana. These are akhlaq. He says, of the first thing that shall disappear are these things. And of the last thing that shall disappear is salah. وَآخِرُ مَا تَفْقِدُونَ مِنْ دِينِكُمْ الصَّلَاةِ. The first thing that shall disappear, that we begin to give up from our deen, and he calls it, this is your deen. In other words, character. And he gave the essential characteristics. The characters is haya. You know, haya and amana. Amana, honesty and trustworthiness. So these are akhlaq. And look at the end and he says, وَلَيُصَلِّيَنَّ أَقْوَامٌ لَا خَلَقَ لَهُمْ. The last, وَآخِرُ مَا تَفْقِدُونَ مِنْ دِينِكُمُ الصَّلَاةِ. And the last that you will give up is salah. Yes. And that means there will be amongst us people who will perform salah but without akhlaq. وَلَيُصَلِّيَنَّ أَقْوَامٌ لَا خَلَاقَ لَهُمْ. That's why at the end he said, and many will perform salah by that time and they will have no share with Allah. Astaghfirullah, isn't it? Astaghfirullah. Allahu Alam. But I say this as a warning to myself and a reminder to all of you. Seek the change of character. Seek the change of akhlaq through salah and through other means as well. And salah is intended for that, my dear brothers and sisters. We are supposed to be a nation of an ummah of akhlaq. You see, we don't have power nowadays, do we? The Muslim world is powerless. Militarily, politically, economically, we're powerless. Fine, it's okay, because we were not meant, that's not the essence of why Islam is here. But we are meant to always be an ummah of akhlaq. That we cannot give up. And yet it will happen. May Allah guard us all. May Allah protect us all. وصلى الله وسلم وبارك على سيدنا مولانا محمد وعلى آله. السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته.